Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Before the ceremony begins, we ask that you silence all electronic devices and please refrain from smoking during the ceremony. Distinguished guests, Friends and family members of Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, and Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. On behalf of Major General Colin P. Tolley and Command Sergeant Major Brian D. Haight of the United States Army Maneuver Center of Excellence, and Brigadier General Jim Kersey and Command Sergeant Major Christopher K. Donaldson of the United States Army Infantry School, we welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Thank you for taking the time to share this great day with us. Before we start today's ceremony, will the veterans in the audience please stand?
3, 2, 1, go.
Ladies and Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, honored veterans, and members of the proud infantry family, today we stand together to honor a remarkable milestone, 250 years of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication to the United States Army. As we gather to celebrate this extraordinary anniversary, we reflect on the heritage of a force that has not only shaped the history of our nation, but has also preserved its freedom, one battlefield at a time. From its inception on June 14th, 1775, the infantry has stood as the backbone of our army. Whether storming the beaches of Normandy, trudging through frozen mountains of Korea, or braving the deserts of the Middle East, infantry soldiers have borne the brunt of battle and valor and resilience. They have secured the victories that carved our republic, united a divided union, and defended democracy around the globe. The story of the infantry is one of quiet heroism. Infantry soldiers have faced overwhelming odds and an indomitable spirit, leaving an enduring legacy of selflessness and courage. They fought on the hallowed grounds of Yorktown, Gettysburg, and Antietam. They marched through the trenches of World War I, stood firm in the jungles of Vietnam, and operated in urban combat zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. Each step forward has been a step closer to protecting our shared ideals of liberty and justice. Today, as we celebrate this legacy, we also honor the adaptability of the infantry. From musket to M4, the conventional battles to asymmetric warfare, the infantry has evolved to meet the demands of ever-changing conflicts. These warriors are not only soldiers, they are leaders, diplomats, and defenders of hope in some of the world's darkest moments. To the next generation of infantry soldiers, as you look to carry forward this proud legacy, you embody the Army's core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. The challenges of the 21st century demand not only physical strength, but also the intellect and adaptability to navigate cyber threats, complex geopolitics, and modern battlefields. This day, as a reminder of what it means to be infantry, to close with and destroy the enemy, to take and hold ground, and to do so with determination and honor. It is also a day to remember those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, heroes whose names are etched into the very fabric of our nation's history. One of those leaders was 2nd Lieutenant Daniel K. Inouye, later Senator Inouye, from Hawaii. On 12 September 2014, soil was spread on this parade field from Santorini, Italy, and the parade field was officially named Inouye Field in his honor. In 1997, he was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions on 21 April 1945 at Santorini. As a platoon leader in the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, and despite being critically wounded, 2nd Lieutenant Inouye, by his gallant aggressive tactics and his indomitable leadership, led his platoon to advance through fierce resistance and capture the heavily defended and fortified ridge known as Col Musatello outside the town of Santorini, Italy. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of soldiers in this formation today who have chosen to serve their country as infantry soldiers. This review is their last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult period of training, but those in formation today represent disciplined, motivated, and physically fit soldiers who exemplify the Army's 7 core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. These soldiers are imbued with the warrior ethos and display the tenets of putting the mission first, never accepting defeat, never quitting, and never leaving behind a fallen comrade. This is an important day, and they can take great pride in their accomplishments. This ceremony marks the culmination of months of long, arduous training, the results of which are these superb infantry soldiers, prepared to take their places in infantry units around the world. Like you, we are proud of their accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, during the next few moments, there will be loud noises and smoke from the use of pyrotechnics. On the far side of the parade field, the World War II Company Street serves as a constant reminder of the time-honored traditions and values of America's greatest generation, those infantry soldiers who walked before us. In just a few moments, out of the past, will emerge our country's next greatest generation, today's infantry warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Infantry Rifle Squad, the foundation of the Army's decisive force and the embodiment of the warrior ethos. Infantry soldiers have had the most challenging job of any member of the armed forces. They carry the fight to the enemies around the world. They are standard bearer for all the armies of the world. Leading by example in the fight to defend freedom against ruthless terror. With the increased firepower and lethality of today's weapon systems, every infantry soldier must be trained to the standard in over 200 tasks to defeat our enemies in any battlefield. The infantry soldiers graduating today are accomplished marksmen, able to engage with the enemy both day and night. They understand how to shoot, move, and communicate as a team. They are adaptable warriors who can fight as a mechanized force from Strykers or Bradleys, in the skies airborne or air assault, and whose training is the basis for our elite special operation warriors. Most importantly, they are patriots who crossed their right hand and swore an oath to God and our country to defend the Constitution of the United States against any enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantry Rifle Squad. The squad is led by a staff sergeant. They are armed with an M7 rifle. The M7 rifle is the latest evolution of service rifle, utilizing improved ambidextrous controls and a 6.8 by 51 Fury cartridge that is designed to defeat the latest in adversary body armor. The squad has 2 fire teams. Each fire team is led by a sergeant. They are also armed with an M7 rifle. This rifle is fully modular with an integrated receiver rail system that can mount the M157 fire control optic, infrared laser designator used to designate targets at night. Each fire team has 1 automatic rifleman. They are armed with a M250 squad automatic weapon. This system replaces the legacy systems, providing improved firepower with a sustained rate of fire of 600 rounds per minute and weighing 6 pounds lighter than the previous weapon system, the M249 squad automatic weapon. Each fire team has 1 grenadier. They are armed with an M7 rifle and an M320 grenade launcher. It fires a variety of 40mm grenades to include high explosive, illumination, colored smoke, and buckshot. The M320 provides an invaluable indirect fire capability to the infantry squad. The remaining soldiers in each fire team is a rifleman. They are armed with an M7 rifle. Additionally, each one of these soldiers is wearing the integrated head protection system. On their torso, they are wearing the second generation modular scalable vest, MSV, which consists of 4 armored plates capable of stopping small arms fire and fragmentation. Additionally, he's wearing ballistic eye protection. Ladies and gentlemen, all members of today's rifle squad are from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. This is a modern-day warrior, armed and equipped to fight and win anywhere, anytime, in any type of terrain against any enemy. These infantry soldiers are trained and ready to defend our country and preserve our way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantry Rifle Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, now marching onto the parade field are the infantry soldiers from Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment. The company commander is 1st Lieutenant Enoch Horning, and the company first sergeant is 1st Sergeant Robert True. And Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. The company commander is Captain Vlad Petrov, and the company first sergeant is 1st Sergeant Lucas Hurt. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Khalil Hitt, the S2 with the 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the arrival of the official party. 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment Chaplain, Chaplain Forrester, will offer us the invocation.
Let us pray. God of all people, we thank you for the time that we can come here today and celebrate the graduation of all these soldiers from 150 Alpha Company and 219 Bravo Company. We want to celebrate them and all their accomplishments as they have fought hard these 18 weeks to complete their OSIT training. We're also grateful for their drill sergeants who diligently trained each one of them, strengthening capabilities of our infantry, our army, and ultimately our country. We ask you to give all these graduates the ability to be mentally tough, physically strong, and morally straight as they each go on their next assignment. Finally, we ask that you go with all of us here so that we can complete the mission you've laid before us. In your name we pray. Amen.
The official party for today's ceremony consists of the 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan P. Feeney, and the Battalion Command Sergeant Major, Joshua A. McDonough.
Sir, the command is forward.
Start today's ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Down, order, march. Persons to be honored in color. Stand, sir. March. Sir, persons to be honored in colors are present.
Take your post.
Down, present, arms. Detachment, present, arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, if you are not in uniform, please remove your headgear. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Detachment, order, march. Down, order, arms, and parade, rest.
The infantry soldiers graduating today come from many parts of the United States. The flags of the 50 states and 6 territories displayed at the museum symbolize the broad base of our national defense. The company standing before you have conducted a turning blue ceremony because blue is the color of the infantry. This ceremony culminated in each graduating soldier receiving the coveted symbols of the infantry soldier. The cross rifle insignia with blue background discs and the blue infantry's cord. Turning blue signifies the rite of passage for these soldiers to carry on the finest traditions of the infantry. The infantry cross rifles, blue discs, and blue cord mark these soldiers as qualified to be the finest soldiers in the world, United States Army infantry soldiers. The soldiers most responsible for the training of these infantry soldiers are the drill sergeants, who the Department of the Army carefully selects. The drill sergeant campaign hat and badge have been a stoic symbol of professionalism and pride since 1962. At this time, the drill sergeant of the cycle for Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, Staff Sergeant Fiegelberg, will recite the drill sergeant creed.
Drill sergeant creed. I am a drill sergeant. I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier meets and maintains the Army standards of military bearing and courtesy consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task I would not do myself. But first, last, and always, I'm an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant. This will defend.
At this time, the official party will present the awards. The drill sergeant of the cycle and distinguished honor graduate will each receive the Army Achievement Medal. Receiving the drill sergeant of the cycle award for Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, is Drill Sergeant Matthew Fiegelberg from Jacksonville, North Carolina. The distinguished honor graduate from Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, is Private First Class Joel Anstein from Alma, Kansas. Follow assignment is Fort Bliss, Texas. Receiving the Drill Sergeant of the Cycle Award for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, is Drill Sergeant Blake Cobstill from Maginot, Illinois. The distinguished honor graduate from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, is Specialist Alan Aber from Kanoa, Hawaii. Following assignment is Fort Benning, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving these fine soldiers a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Commander of 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Feeney.
Good morning. Nice and steamy this morning. You guys are all building resilience. You don't even know it. All of you. What a fantastic day for the infantry. On behalf of Major General Tooley, Command Sergeant Major Haight, Brigadier General Kersey, Command Sergeant Major Donaldson, Colonel Fitzgerald, and Command Sergeant Major Enriquez, welcome to the National Infantry Museum at Fort Benning. Today we witness the culmination of a profound journey that turns patriotism into purpose, transforming American volunteers into the disciplined, lethal, and unwavering force that is America's queen of battle, the United States Army Infantry. I'd like to start by extending a warm Georgia welcome to all our veterans, blue cord plank holders, and family and friends of today's graduates from Bear Company and Wolfpack Company. For 251 years, through every generation, the infantry has honored the covenant to close with the enemy, to hold the ground, to be the final negotiator of America's wars. From the frozen hills of Bastogne to the unforgiving terrain of Pork Chop Hill, from the streets of Fallujah to the valleys of the Korengal, wherever America's interests demanded boots on the ground and eyes on the enemy, the infantry answered. The warriors before you today inherit this unbroken chain of service and sacrifice. 5 months ago, 6 March to be precise, 438 civilians drove through these gates, carrying nothing but potential and patriotism. Today, 160 graduates from Bear Company and 180 from Wolfpack Company of America's finest stand before you, transformed, tempered, and ready. Georgia provided more than just the backdrop today. It became the crucible. Through scorching heat that tested their will, thunderstorms and tornado watches that challenged their resolve, and driving rain that forged their character, these soldiers discovered what they're made of. They found their grit. They discovered the single most important quality of an infantryman. Grit isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do. It's the refusal to be broken. It's the very foundation of the mental toughness you will need to close with and destroy the enemy. To be an infantryman in the United States Army is to accept a burden unlike any other. While every soldier serves with honor, the infantryman carries a unique and sacred responsibility. You are the ground truth. When diplomacy fails, when technology reaches its limits, and when the mission demands a human presence, the infantry goes forward. You are the tip of the spear. You will look the enemy in the eye. You will make split-second decisions with life and death consequences. You will carry the moral weight of close combat, the most intimate and unforgiving form of warfare. This is not a burden to fear, but a calling to embrace with humility and pride. The modern battlefield demands more than courage. Today's infantrymen must be tactically competent, technologically savvy, and unwavering moral character. They must be physically capable of carrying a wounded brother through hell itself, mentally disciplined enough to make ethical decisions in chaos, and lethally proficient enough to defeat any threat to our nation. But what truly sets you apart is this: you lead from the front. While others direct from safety, you advance into danger. While others analyze from distance, you provide the ground truth. You are the soldiers who take and hold terrain, who secure populations, who look into the faces of those we protect and those we fight. This is the infantry way. First in, last out, always forward. Standing before you are the newest members of the world's best infantry. Please join me in a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, look closely at the men and women standing before you. While they inherit the proud legacy of the American infantrymen, their time here has been about much more. The responsibility is not about preserving or protecting that legacy. It's about preparing for what's next. The future leaders who will guide our Army through crises we cannot yet imagine are standing in these very formations today. That responsibility is enormous, and it's a mission that begins now, to be ready, to be lethal, and to forge the future of the infantry in our nation. And that future begins with the men and women who forge them, the drill sergeants in formation today. They embody the finest traditions of the non-commissioned officer corps. They accepted one of our Army's most sacred responsibilities, transforming raw potential into lethal precision. They sacrificed time with their own families to ensure these soldiers would be ready for whatever waits. They didn't just teach these warriors how to fight, they taught them how to win. They didn't just build their bodies, they fortified their souls. Please join me in a thunderous applause for the unsung heroes who build our warriors, the drill sergeants. In closing, infantrymen of Bear Company and Wolfpack Company, your initial training ends today, but your true mission begins now. In the words of infantry legend and Medal of Honor recipient Colonel Ralph Puckett, be proud but never satisfied. Somewhere, someone is counting on American infantry to stand between them and those who would do them harm. Train every day like you're going to war tomorrow, not because we seek conflict, but because peace is preserved by those prepared for war. Remember always, you are not just another soldier, you are an infantryman. You have volunteered for the hardest job in the hardest profession. You have earned the right to stand in the ranks of Audie Murphy, Alvin York, and every warrior who has ever carried the blue cord into battle. Wear this badge with honor and pride. Thank you again for your unwavering support and inspiration, parents, grandparents, cousins, siblings, and friends here today throughout this journey. God bless, standards and discipline, brave and bold, follow me.
Detachment, post! March!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantry Creed is a standard for all infantry soldiers to live by. The Infantry Creed helps infantry soldiers understand that despite their very diverse backgrounds, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. The soldier of the cycle from Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, Private First Class Joel Anstein will recite the Infantry Creed.
The infantryman's creed! I'm the infantry! I'm my country's strength in war! Return to me! I'm the one to fight! Wherever, whenever! I carry men faith and honor against their enemies! I'm the queen of battle! I'm what my country's meant to be! The best trained soldier in the world! In the race to victory! I'm sweat, determined, courageous, armed with the fierce will to win! Never will I fail my country's cause! Always I fight on! Through the foe, to the objective, to triumph over all! If necessary, I will fight to my death! By my steadfast courage, I have won over 200 years of freedom. I yield not to weakness, to hunger, to God, thieves, fear, armament, love, physically strong, and morally straight. I have forsaken not my country, my mission, my comrades, my sacred duty. I'm relentless, I'm always dead, now forever, I'm the infantry. Follow me! Sir, the infantry soldiers of Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment, and Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, are fully trained and prepared to take their places in infantry units around the world.
Pass and review.
Pass and review!
Ladies and gentlemen, as the soldiers pass to your front, we invite you to take pictures, but please remain in your seats. When the American flag passes to your front, we ask that you rise and the gentlemen remove their headgear. Once the American flag has passed your location, you may be seated. Additionally, we ask that you please remain in the stands until the completion of the Army song. Commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Khalil Hitt from Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment. Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment is commanded by 1st Lieutenant Enoch Corning from Syracuse, Utah. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 1st Platoon is Staff Sergeant Kyle Snyder from Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Senior Drill Sergeant from 2nd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Taylor McMillan from Santa Rosa, California. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 3rd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Matthew Lieb from Pensacola, Florida. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 4th Platoon, Staff Sergeant Nathan Sablani from Kokomo, Indiana. The First Sergeant for Alpha Company is 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, is First Sergeant Robert True from Yorba Linda, California. The Color Sergeant is Staff Sergeant Blowbaum from Des Moines, Iowa. Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment is commanded by Captain Vlad Petrov from New Orleans, Louisiana. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 1st Platoon is Sergeant First Class Austin Daly from Geronimo, Oklahoma. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 2nd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Fedor Milov from Fort Myers, Florida. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 3rd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Philip Kuhavi from Crookston, Minnesota. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 4th Platoon is Sergeant First Class Thomas Ames from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. The First Sergeant for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment is First Sergeant Lucas Hurt from Roanoke, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, if not already, please stand for the playing of the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the 198th Infantry Brigade Commander, Colonel Brendan Fitzgerald, and the Brigade Command Sergeant Major, Frank Enriquez, we thank you for attending today's graduation ceremony. You may now join your soldier in the formation area in front of the museum. As you exit the parade field, please stay off the grass. Have a safe journey home. Follow me.